Hello everyone, welcome back to the fourth and final episode of UFO Conspiracy Theories. Up to now, we have talked about UFO sightings, listened to stories of alien abductions, and how it looks like the government might be hiding something. But we still haven't reached the answer yet. Have aliens really visited us? Do they actually exist? In this final episode, we are going to lay out all the evidence, both for and against, and find out the actual truth. So make sure you stick around until the end of this video to find out once and for all. Firstly, the strongest argument we get against the existence of UFOs and aliens given by the government and scientific community is the lack of physical evidence. We have numerous claims and stories, but there has been no incontrovertible artifact, spacecraft, or biological remains whatsoever that can undeniably prove extraterrestrial life in any way. This absence of tangible evidence is the biggest point that we have against UFO and alien conspiracy theories. Other than that, many UFO sightings have been convincingly explained by natural or human-made phenomena. Weather balloons, drones, atmospheric conditions, and even planets can be mistaken for UFOs by untrained observers. Well, yes, we can believe it for a second. The government often cites these misidentifications as evidence against extraterrestrial activity, arguing that what people are witnessing is not out of this world, but rather misunderstood or misinterpreted objects or events within our own atmosphere. And when it comes to Area 51, critics argue that the reason there are so many conspiracy theories about it is that the government likes to keep it hidden from the public eye, so people see what they believe they might see. Perhaps it is just what the government claims it to be, a secretive flight testing site. It is possible that many of the UFO sightings in the area are merely advanced, classified aircraft undergoing tests, not alien spacecraft. This perspective gains more weight when considering the viewpoint of the Pentagon's ex-UFO chief. He suggests that some officials within the government might actually be using UFO myths to justify increased spending. These officials, driven by their own conspiracy theories or agendas, might be funneling millions of taxpayer dollars into unnecessary research under the guise of national security. The cycle is self-perpetuating. The more UFO theories they feed, the more funding they receive to investigate these phenomena. Another point against the existence of aliens and UFOs is the vast distances between stars. According to our current understanding of physics and space travel, it would take an alien spacecraft thousands, if not millions, of years to reach Earth from the nearest habitable planets. Skeptics argue that the amount of this interstellar travel makes it highly unlikely that aliens would visit us every 3 months or so. Additionally, many governments, including the United States, have declassified thousands of documents related to UFO investigations. These documents often reveal that many sightings were indeed investigated but were ultimately attributed to mundane explanations. Skeptics argue that if there were definitive proof of alien encounters, it would be difficult to conceal, especially in today's digital age where information is difficult to control. From a more psychological perspective, experts suggest that the phenomenon of seeing UFOs or experiencing alien abductions can be explained by cognitive biases, hallucinations, or psychological conditions. People are prone to seeing what they want to see, and in high-stress situations or altered states of consciousness, the mind can create vivid, realistic experiences that are not based on reality. However, while these points seem to form a solid case against the existence of aliens and UFOs, they don't fully convince everyone. Yes, we believe that there is a lack of evidence, but lack of evidence is not evidence of absence. Now is it? Just because we haven't found conclusive proof yet doesn't mean it does not exist. Let's think about this. It is easy to believe that a few people might mistake something like weather balloons for UFOs, right? But what about when hundreds or thousands of people see these things? Some people can make a mistake, but how about hundreds and thousands? Were they all mistaken? Couldn't they differentiate a simple weather balloon from a bizarre flying object in the sky? Then, what about the Kelly-Hopkinsville encounter? You can give some kind of explanation for all the alien encounters, abductions, and UFO sightings, but you cannot explain what happened with the Sutton family. They all describe seeing the same alien beings. How could an entire family and their friends all make up the same story when they were not even present in the same room when the incident happened? Then, what about people like William Rhodes and astronaut Gordon Cooper who actually caught UFOs on camera? If aliens and UFOs are not real, if what they filmed was indeed some new aircraft, weather balloons, or drones, why did the government take their film? If those were just regular objects, why did the government care so much? If there is nothing to hide, why not just show the footage to prove there is no alien life? But they won't. And the reason? Well, I think you are clever enough to know the answer. However, these are just rhetorical questions that prove alien life through some common sense. I know you need solid proof to believe. Well, I have that as well. Astronomers are now more open than ever to the idea of life on other planets. We have found exoplanets in our universe. These are planets outside our solar system. Scientists think it is just a matter of time before we find one just like Earth. Even places closer to home, like Mars, have shown signs they could have supported life. NASA's Curiosity rover found signs of water on Mars. And you know where there is water, there might have been life. This idea isn't so far-fetched when you think about how many planets are out there that are similar to Earth. Two professors, Tom Westby and Christopher Consolis from the University of Nottingham in England, even did the math and said our galaxy alone might have at least 36 intelligent civilizations. Harvard University professor Avi Loeb has some interesting ideas about aliens. He has worked on Breakthrough Starshot, which is a project aimed at sending tiny, super-fast spacecraft to stars close to us. But things got really exciting in 2017. 7 years ago, a strange object flew through our solar system. It was called Oumuamua, which means scout in Hawaiian. Now, you must be thinking Oumuamua must have been some kind of comet or asteroid, right? But you are wrong. Oumuamua was not like any comet or asteroid we have seen before. It was long and flat, kind of like a cigar or a pancake, and it was really shiny, much shinier than most space rocks. And the weirdest part is that as it left our solar system, it started speeding up. That's not normal because usually objects slow down once they are not being pulled by the sun's gravity anymore. And there was no sign it was a comet shooting out gas that could make it speed up like that. Loeb thinks that Oumuamua could be a light sail, which is a type of spacecraft pushed by light from the sun or lasers. He suggests it might be from an old alien civilization, kind of like space debris. This proves aliens are scouting the universe just like us. Loeb and a colleague even wrote a scientific paper suggesting that Oumuamua could be our first sign of intelligent life from beyond our solar system. So, what does this all mean? Well, Loeb believes that if there are billions of stars in the Milky Way, the chances that we are the only planet with life are pretty small. He thinks that finding Oumuamua is like rolling the dice in the universe and finding out we are not alone. He said that if conditions somewhere else are similar to Earth, it is likely there is life there too. Now we have all the evidence in front of us. We cannot just ignore ideas because they make us uncomfortable. That's like what happened to Galileo long ago. He said the Earth goes around the sun, which was a huge controversy back then. People used to believe the opposite of it. They didn't want him to spread this idea because it shook up what everyone believed. But he stuck to his guns, and look where we are now. So we need to keep talking openly about stuff, even if it is about aliens, UFOs, or weird space objects like Oumuamua. If we have evidence, let's look into it instead of just brushing it off. According to Loeb, if we find more things like Oumuamua, we should study them to see if they are really from another world. That's how we will figure it out, and he is right about this. And in the end, why do we even forget that the universe is massive? It is pretty bold and a bit snobby to think we are the only ones living in this entire universe. There might be other smart creatures out there, maybe wondering about us too. If we keep exploring and keep an open mind, our paths will definitely cross with these other beings. Evidence suggests they are getting closer to us. It's only a matter of time before we finally get to meet them. What do you think? Share your opinion with me in the comments below. If you like this series and learned something new, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more exciting stories. That's all for today. Goodbye.